Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from the IEM New York City. The MLG offices in New York City, where IEM is also. They're one and the same on this weekend because IEM is happening about 10 blocks in the westerly direction of the MLG offices. We actually have a couple players here hanging out by the names of Hendrisk and Gosu, or was that was Sasquatch?
Yes, he actually just went back to the venue to check out the games in person. Of course, if you're happen to have a Comic-Con pass, go ahead and check him out, but maybe we'll get Hendrisk. He's studying right now, of course, a collegiate student. He's got to get those studies in. Even
He's a
while
smart guy.
He's a smart guy. But we'll maybe try to get him in a little bit later for an interview or something if you ever had a little bit of extra time. Meanwhile, right now our match here. This is the first match of Group B. In the upper left-hand location of Whirlwind, representing Team Complexity, we have QXC. Of course, his opponent in the top right, representing Team Liquid, the blue, Protoss Hero.
And again, this is one of two matches happening right now in Group B. The other match is happening on the main stream.
Of course, that is between Hack and Nanawa.
Yep.
Following this match, the main team will cover the winners of both these matches, and we will cover the elimination match. Loser of each match will play an elimination match. Loser of that will be knocked out. We just saw TLO knocked out of the tournament in our previous match. Kind of a sad ending for TLO, but we'll see. This match should be a great one. We see QXC going for that command center first opening. Very solid play on Whirlwind.
Yeah, let's talk about these players a little bit. Of course, QXC, he's the guy who's always been around the North American scene. He's very committed, very dedicated to StarCraft 2. He loves aggression. He loves, bringing the momentum into his side of the court and just influencing the game as it goes. Whether it be factory play in the early game, whether it be heavy drop play as the game goes along. Loves the multitasking, loves the medevacs. And he's, again, he's from USA, so I know a lot of people might be tuning in to cheer on one of their favorite North American heroes in QXC. Speaking of heroes, Blue Protoss, Liquid Hero, he's a guy who's been in the scene for a very long time. One of those first Korean players who joined a non-Korean team when he joined Team Liquid, and he's had a bunch of championships since that point. He's one of the most consistent players in StarCraft 2, very methodical, and as the game goes along, he loves being fancy. He's the guy who kind of made High Templar drops a thing in Warpism, and never count him out. He also gets very emotional, so if he loses a game, an early game in a best of 3, anything can really happen. It might look like he's the overwhelming favorite on paper in some matchups, but you can get in his head, anything can happen.
And QXC is a very wily guy. He's got a lot of cool strats up his sleeve, and one of the big questions here is he going to pull out any one of these strats to try to take advantage of knowing Hero's style at all? Will he try to do anything to exploit maybe the fact that Hero will be playing safe, wanting to make sure he gets in the mid and late game where, he has so much practice? I mean, in a recent match, he would take out Maru Prime, WCS Korean current champion, although it will be replaced soon by a new champion as those finals are coming up. But the point is, his standard PvT is one of the best out there. It's definitely one of his stronger matchups. And QXC is going to have to come with something clever to take advantage of that. Now, the relatively faster third barracks, maybe, this is a normal build. This is a very normal build. We saw it actually yesterday, in fact, from Hack against SWS, I think it was. But it's interesting that he's choosing a relatively normal opening against Hero. Maybe that shows he has a lot of confidence in his TVP.
Getting a robo behind this is Hero, very safe type play. Of course, you want to get those observers pretty fast. I love the players who will just build a bunch of observers and get a bunch of vision on the map, send the first one across the map, send one, some airspace here and there, especially against a player like QXC, who loves being all across the map, loves the multi-prong harassment. It's good to have those observers out. So we'll have to see what direction Hero goes with this. But I think the most likely scenario is going to be a lot of observers so we can have as much knowledge of the field of play as possible, because knowledge is power, especially in StarCraft 2.
It absolutely is, and in fact, in that same vein, we see QXC actually building a Reaper. Of course, you can use that to scout around and get a lot of extra knowledge. You're talking about how important it is. Also getting an engineering base, so you can get a head start and upgrades. Delaying the factory and starport tech a bit, and Hero's going straight for support base. So Hero is delaying upgrades in favor of very fast Colossi, and with how late QXC's factory and subsequent starport is going to be, that could be a problem for QXC.
Of course, that's one of the best gifts you can have, you can get in a game of StarCraft 2 is when your Protoss opponent is not paying attention to their Stalkers at your front door, and Stalkers get taken out. However, Hero on top of it, not going to let that happen. No gifts will be given on this day just yet.
Of course, they did push the Stalkers out so the Reaper could escape. Reaper, oh, if you can see the fact that he was going straight for Colossus, that would be great. A much more cheaper scout than having to use a scan. Gets in there, sees 3 gates, gets in the back, sees no forges, sees a support bay already done. This is great for QXC.
Nice.
He might want to do a little poke right now, see if he can force some force fields out, because one of the things he's probably most scared about now is a Colossi timing attack, given he hasn't even started Starport yet. But if you can kill some of the sentries... Oh, actually, yeah, he's going to go straight for probes here. I'm just going to retreat. Well, at least
I mean, he could have committed and killed about 4 or 5 probes, but he would have lost a lot.
He would have lost everything for that, and it's probably not worth it, especially if you're worried about a follow-up attack from the Protoss.
Yep.
You know, trading away these units wouldn't be in your best interest. So he's going to get the Starport going. Probably, the question is, will he go straight for Vikings? He'll probably get 2 medevacs first. It's always good to have a few. And going up to 5 barracks. Which I actually, it's not every day you see Terran totally skip out on the 3rd base and just go straight to 5 barracks for the 2 base pressure. But against a Protoss who's not getting upgrades, who's going for, or delaying their upgrades at least, it may open up an ability for QXC to really, really make it very difficult for Hero to take his own 3rd base.
I'm wondering about this build from Hero. I like it, certainly. I mean, how aggressive do you think he's going to try to be with it, or is it mostly just defensive while he sits at the 3rd?
He just wanted to get the Colossi fast to be safe, I think. He's playing, delaying the upgrades, getting the Colossi fast, super, super safe. He probably won't even take a 3rd for a little bit, given that he scouted his opponent with the 5 barracks.
Yep.
So he'll probably sit on 2 bases. You know, he's going to be a little 100 to 1 upgrade, but he's going to get ahead, given that he has 2 forges now. He's going to be chrono boosting him out. May wait for like 3 Colossi, do like a little bit of aggression, but I do think it's a significant cost for some trade. This isn't like a super committed attack. And his army's actually kind of small. Well, QXC doesn't have too many units around either. QXC does not want to engage until he has medevac support or Viking support would be even better. Oh, is he going to find his pylon? That would be really nice.
Oh my god.
No.
Marine, go a little bit to your left.
Marine, they'll find it out when a bunch of Zealots come out of nowhere, probably. Until then, you know, QXC is taking the threat of the early Colossi very seriously, making additional bunkers. Those bunkers are there to buy time, and wow, look at this. QXC getting his 2nd starport.
Oh, this is going to be like an SCV
and
pull
he's
effect thing.
Is definitely going to be an SCV pull. He's going to just crank out to like maybe 8, 10 Vikings and then pull SCVs. And has Hero spotted his 2nd starport yet? Hero's taking a 3rd base, so this could be dangerous for Hero.
Playing with fire, he's like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
All the SCVs are pulled there too.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually. If Hero wasn't so fast on recall with the SCVs to take the first Colossi shot or 2, he could have just run over that entire army, right? It was a very small army. Yes, there was Colossi and no Vikings there at the time, but... okay, now he's taking the 3rd command center, so it may not be just a hardcore SCV pull. It may just want to be, you know, really hard countering the Colossi, but there's Storm already on the way. Hero is so attentive at attacking. He's slowing upgrades a bit to really make sure he has all his tech stuff, and I think that's actually going to play to his favors. QXC's not really upgrading either, at least not aggressively, so it's not like Hero's giving up upgrades and he's going to be behind it and just not going to have an advantage, but he rolled that Storm.
So I think QXC is very flexible with his build with the 2 starports. He could have made that decision to pull SCVs, but it's like having a 2nd starport is not going to be a bad thing, especially when you're going after 3 bases. It allows you to be very flexible to build either a bunch of Vikings or a bunch of medevacs at once. I think he built 3 medevacs at once and then went into Viking play. But the point is QXC going to have plenty of flexibility, and he's going to feel very nice as far as making those medevacs and Vikings are concerned.
He is. The disadvantage, though, is you combine the fact you got 5 barracks and 2 starports before he started his 3rd command center. His 3rd's not done, and Hero's been mine for a while. And given the fact that Hero has Storm already done, like QXC's going to have a very hard time affording Ghosts. And without Ghosts, competing against a Terran or a Protoss who does have Storm is disposable.
You're not going to want to engage in one place, basically.
There aren't any High Templar here. There's 2 in a natural. Okay, now they're coming down. If QXC actually can engage, he only has 2 Vikings right now, so he can't come up that ramp. I'm saying there may be a little window when the Templar aren't there. I don't even think he knows about the Templar either, which is kind of unfortunate. Meanwhile,
you got to be so careful. If you don't know about those Templar, and a Storm, just like a Storm at any time, can just melt away your army in a matter of seconds. So you got to be so careful about identifying exactly what your opponent is doing. So Hero did a great job. You know, nice cookie cutter build here.
You know what's interesting is how fast he rushed out the tech.
Yeah.
He really delayed the upgrades. Just now as he resumed upgrades, getting 2-2. So in fact, they're both going to be equal in upgrades, but I would give Hero the advantage. You know, supplies are even, which typically favors the Protoss at this point in the game, and he definitely has a tech advantage. Ghost Academy is on the way, but at least for the moment, he's got, you know, Templar and Colossus at his disposal against just Vikings, Medivacs, and Bow units, and this could be a big deal. Okay, the Observer spots it. Oh, he's got Templar, Cannon, and 3 Zealots. It's almost a perfect defense. Although a feedback wouldn't kill either one of these Medivacs. If he can go over the cannon and just deal with the Zealots. Meanwhile, he was posturing in the middle. Here comes a drop. Oh no, he saw the Templar and Zealots and said no.
Thanks.
Smart pullback by QXC, very fast reaction.
Hero seems like he's in pretty good control of this game. He's in the middle of the map, he's defending against these drops, he's got the tech he wants, he has the economy he wants, and now, where does he go from here is my question.
Oh, if he can get the forges, is he going to go for it? No, he can't quite get it. He's trying to find an opening, but Hero's defense is just spotless. Now, QXC's done a great job of sending units around to clean up these pylons. There's still a small Zealot fortress. There's a drop in a natural here, and 4 Warpins in the main. QXC should be able to push this out, but it's just kind of keeping QXC in the back foot a bit. Hero, of course, loves the late game. Meanwhile, more Zealots heading up to the 3rd base, just trying to keep QXC busy. And the main army's coming here as well. Okay, these Zealots will be taken out. QXC's forces are a little bit dispersed. Vikings being caught off guard.
It's a lot of stuff from Hero. Can QXC engage this appropriately? Of course, there's a decent amount of open space out here, so which can be very instrumental in dealing with High Templar, but it looks like Hero is going to back away, not wanting to engage just yet, just providing a threatening presence across the map. These two Medivacs still finding a way to be useful, man.
They're trying. Oh, in fact, if he gets the forges, unfortunately, they just finished 2-2.
Oh, that's exactly what you don't want, and that Medivac might die too.
The link's not quite yet done.
Gosh, Hero's just, his eyeballs.
Yeah.
He has 17 eyeballs right now.
Both players so diligent in fighting. It's weird, in the PvT on Whirlwind, control these random corners actually doesn't matter. Because that's, if the Protoss controls it, they can you know, reinforce in that direction. If Terran controls it, they're safe in that direction. So the battles over the remote corners of the map are pretty interesting here. Hero taking a 4th base, so he's just continuing to macro up like a beast here. A lot of very high energy Templar. On the other hand, QXC does have a pretty well-developed army. If you look at it, 5 Ghosts, 11 Vikings, 6 Medivacs. I think you would want a few more Vikings, maybe 1 or 2 more, and of course a lot more Ghosts if there are 10 High Templar on the field from Hero. What wins the Marauder or Photon Cannon? No stim though, so the Photon Cannon is staying alive for quite a long time. Meanwhile, more Zealot counterattacks at the 3rd base. QXC's cleaning those up.
So a bunch of posturing here. I mean, both players are essentially maxed. Obviously, there's a game of establishing additional bases. There's a game of upgrades happening here. There's a game of positioning.
Yeah, the upgrades is a very good point. Both players at 2-2. Hero going for 3-3. QXC is going to be a little bit behind as far as that goes. QXC's thinking about engaging, but Hero...
Not a massive army there.
Hero's got units everywhere, though. He can converge in multiple directions.
Yeah.
Oh, nice pick off there on the Viking. Yeah. Oh, no,
Oh,
this Templar.
Templar.
Look at Hero's army.
Is he going to be seen? Oh, my God, what a storm onto that bio. QXC going to be wincing a little bit after that happens, sniping him to death. Bunker going to try to get taken out here. Nice Zealot counterattack from Hero. It should be cleaned up, but the bunker falls.
Yeah, you're going to have to rebuild that. He will deal with those forces. Meanwhile, QXC is saying, you know what? Hero's taking over the map. He's getting too many bases. This has to be stopped. Picking off some Zealots here. Scanning on the high ground. Sees 2 Templar. Ooh. Does not want to charge straight into those without paying attention.
A lot of Zealots.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hurt units.
Okay, QXC is committing to this point. He's committed to this location. High Templar don't have Storm yet. The next is going to be targeted down, but where does he go from here? Okay, he's going to back up. He doesn't want to engage just yet.
His army is so damaged. He really doesn't have quite enough Medivacs to keep the units alive from repeated stimmies. Yeah. And repeated stimmies can cause injury to Terran units.
Yep.
Yes, I mean, those Colossi will just melt his whole army. He's got to get back. He's got to get more Medivacs. I think he needs more Vikings as well. Only 9 Vikings and 6 Colossi. Compositionally, Hero's army is much more intimidating.
Oh, great blink on those Stalkers, taking down a couple Medivacs.
And Ghosts as well. Meanwhile, counterattack here, QXC defending that, but his army is just getting torn to pieces. Oh, no!
Oh my God, look at those storms. Hero is everywhere. He's just picking apart QXC.
Yes, QXC is just, he's just being absolutely dismantled here. Hero now at 3-3, QXC still at 2-2, working on his 3-3.
Look at the spread on the army from Hero.
Yeah, I mean, he has units everywhere. Storms coming in from every single direction. QXC's army's in a deep red. I mean, he has to just hold the high ground and wait to yield these troops, I think. This planetary is basically going to be forfeit. And I think, I mean, QXC has to console himself and says, you know what? I lost that base. But if I can wait out a while, heal my units,
Get a bunch of ghosts
yeah,
out.
get 3/3 and cloak maybe. Cloak ghost can be one of the best ways to turn make a comeback. But Hero just relentless, continuing to attack in multiple fronts here.
Of course, Viking's going to be focusing on killing any observers, so the Cloak Ghost can be very effective. Also, of course, taking on Faucet moments. Again, Zealots being thrown everywhere from Hero. He came to play I am New York City.
QXC's army is still badly damaged. He has to find a way to heal that up.
He's more medevac.
Yeah, I mean, those medevacs are very low on energy. He needs more Vikings, too, is the problem, and that he's being stressed. 9 Vikings against 6 Colossi, and if Vikings are damaged, is not really where he wants to be at. Okay, actually, getting the Militia Corps there. That was a nice pickoff. Okay, he's making more and more medevacs. He has a lot of command centers. If he can slow down and heal up his army. But remember, as he's slowing down, Hero's taking a 4th base.
Yeah.
Hero's taking a 5th base, continuing to expand across the map.
So as long as QXC can get an army composition that can be ridiculously cost efficient, this is doable. But look at all these. A Templar coming forward, a great storm there onto those Marines and Marauders and those Ghosts. Stalkers linking up, taking down some Vikings. Hero so technical with these engagements. And QXC trying to find out a way to get an optimal
Okay, he's
engagement.
desperate.
He's gonna pick up and go.
Yeah, this is the kind of move of desperation. You can see he's being picked apart now. He's actually, looks like he's going to go straight towards the native hero.
Oh my
Hero's
God.
just going to, looks like one of the medevacs went down. 2 medevacs went down. Oh man, those 2 stalkers paid for themselves. Definitely. Meanwhile, Hero's coming up here. QXC going to try to fight with pure ghosts. That's not going to, hey, you know what, actually, wait. Oh, there's an observer. If he kills observers, the cloak ghost maybe to slowly pick away at that army.
Yep.
But he has to win the game with this counterattack, and I don't know if he can do it. I mean, maybe take out 1 base, but his units are damaged. As soon as Hero has supply available, he can just warp in as many units as he wants. QXC's going to try to make the Hero desperation hold on top of the ramp. So many Colossi. Oh. It is. The weather forecast is not good for QXC. Down to 87 supply against 190. Hero's pouring in here. Wow. What is just Hero showcasing. He is one of the premier players in the world at this moment, showcasing the PVT to dismantle the WCS Korean champion in the Stars War League.
Yeah.
And you know, QXC played a strong game, but he just, like, he goes on the map and Hero just picks him apart.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of started from the beginning, too. Like, Hero got so much momentum after rushing to all of his tech, and QXC was unable to really get that much damage done. Like, it's a situation, if your Protoss opponent is rushing to a bunch of tech, there might be a timing that exists before that tech becomes efficient.
Or you could play greedy yourself.
Sure.
But the third was so late from QXC.
Yeah, and he got the 2nd starport on 2 bases. So QXC is going to have to figure some stuff out, but that leaves us with Hero up 1-0 in this best of 3. Guys, stay tuned. Game 2 coming up next.